I'm friggin' retarded. Anyways, welcome to Piping Hot Frags. I'm Duffy. I'll be your host. I'll be here for the next half an hour to an hour, breaking it down, giving you the latest stuff on video games going on right now. So let's get into this. Let's see what we got going on today. So currently on my list, one of the hot ticket things is AMD drivers roll out in preparation for their new Vega's arrival. What does that what does that mean for us? What does that do for us? Who knows? I mean, this is still uncharted waters. We're not sure what to expect. With the launch of Ryzen and the performance difference with Ryzen versus their old FX chipsets, obviously the performance is way better than what it was originally. Their old chipsets to their new chipsets now. There's a couple driver issues. I didn't follow Ryzen that hard, but there's a couple errors at launch, but then it got better, and it obviously got better enough that people quit bitching about it. So we'll go with that it's better now than what it was at launch. And so going into their GPU side, new chipset coming out, so who knows what's going to go on with that. I mean, it could be awesome, could be lame, who knows, we'll see. One of the first games I want to bring up and mention, because it has a really big soft spot in my heart, and it's probably one of the games that got me into FPSing. This game and another game, there's two reasons why, and that's Call of Duty. I know a lot of guys have loved this game, and a lot of guys hate this game. Well, this one is one of those games that I loved. I loved the character Ghost. I was really sad when he died. So Call of Duty Remastered now on the Steam market. I love to say this. This is fucking hilarious because I hate Call of Duty now. The majority review on the game is it's it's tanking. It's bad. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it's happening that way, but yeah, it's friggin' hilarious. It's all over the Steam market right now. It's I guess negative reviews on it. So kudos to them for the steaming pile of shit being released. All right, on, huh?
My man.
And so, moving forward from the sad, depressing story that is of, a failed launched game, we're going to move into the requirements for Destiny 2. They officially have been released. The recommended and minimum recommended different specs for your computer, whether you're running AMD or Intel. They've released both. So for Destiny 2, they are recommending for a minimum, it's a minimum, that you have an i3 3250 or an FX 4350 for a CPU load. For your GPU, they're recommending a 660. So that means you'll be okay, Cameron. I know your system's pretty scrub with a 660 Ti or whatever, so you'll be okay. You'll be able to play Destiny. Or a HD 87 or 7850. So yeah. Obviously, 2 gigs of VRAM is what that's recommending, basically. And they're, for the minimum of 6 gigabytes of regular system RAM. Now, the ideal specs that they released, I was actually kind of shocked by it. Makes me wonder, did they just port this over or what? Because you're looking for what they're recommending, the actual recommended, not minimums, is an i5 2400 non-K. So that's pretty light CPU load. And then on the Ryzen side, you're looking for the R5 1600X. I don't know. I don't follow Ryzen that well. Anyways, that's their CPU they're recommending for that. And then for GPU, a GTX 970 on the NVIDIA side, and then you're looking at an R9 390. I don't know where that sits. I don't know. Don't follow them enough. Sorry, guys. If you're AMD fanboys, you're probably flaming right now at me. My bad, my dudes. It's just not my thing. I mean, I like NVIDIA software. I'm not an NVIDIA fanboy. I just really like the software suite that comes with NVIDIA. I mean, the new AMD drivers rolling out with their new software for Radeon's new software suite with it's called Crimson Relive version 17.7.2. That comes along with that driver suite and whatnot that's rolling out. in preparation for Vega. Who knows? We might actually like their software suite now. So we'll see. Other than that, we got Destiny, we got Call of Duty taken care of there. We got League of Legends rolled out with another patch 17.5. There's a few bug fixes, few new skins added. Most interesting thing added for it, though, is a Easter egg. And it's funny that it being labeled an Easter egg or whatever, because it's, right there on the website, as long as you read through the damn patch notes and whatnot. By putting /me before any kind of text in chat, it'll allow you to tag your summoner's name and make you basically talking in third person. So, as if the League of Legends community was not douchey enough, we're not trolly enough, sitting there making fun of each other and being a bunch of flame boys, just sitting there flaming each other half the time. Now they're adding a way to talk in third person. So not only are you flaming each other, you can flame each other while referring to yourself in the third person to be even more douchier. Way to go, Riot. You guys are amazing. You know what your community wanted, and you offered it, and you got it to them. I love that. That is hilarious. Alright, moving forward from that, we got WoW, World of Warcraft. They released a couple of hot fixes. They had a problem with their loot tables for a couple of their dungeons going on there. And it wasn't really a big issue. It was only for people that were selected into personal loot tables. I know back when I was raiding, doing WoW and whatnot like that, it wasn't really a big issue because not most of us did personal loot tables. I mean, there was a reason why we were in the raid. We wanted the better loot. So why not get your best chances of getting loot and, go with the full meal deal. Let's just get the whole package going there, not do personal loot tables and get guaranteed decent loot instead of, oh, there's a possibility for awesome loot. That's what we were going for. So this affected the people mainly for that. And then the other hot fix they had out there was there's something going on with a soul shard for the destruction locks, and I guess the that with the tooltip on the button wasn't syncing up right. I don't know, man. I haven't touched it in a while, and I never even played a lock when I really played. I mean, I played a lock a couple times, but not really hardcore. Don't hate on me. My bad. Wasn't my style. It's life, One of the more funnier things to note is Facebook killing their AI program after it decided English language was too fucking slow. There's a funny little thing right there. It's like, oh, the robots are saying, hey, it's inefficient to have the language like you guys are doing right now. We're gonna make our own. Go figure, right? When you can process X amount of shit during, X amount of time, you'll do what you want to do, and that's kind of what it's doing. Oh well, screw it. What are you gonna do? A lot of news with PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. One of the biggest things coming out right now is the announcement of a 7.62 millimeter gun being added to the game. I know, 7.62, like we don't have enough of them. Count them with me. You got the M24. You got the Kar 98. You got the, what is that? This one being added, actually, that's kind of cool. You have the AKM. Yeah, so that's another one. You have the Groza. You have the revolver. So there's a lot in game already. And so this one is going to be the MK14 EBR Enhanced Battle Rifle. Looks really sweet. Pretty awesome gun. Really cannot complain about them adding another 7.62. I really was expecting like an AR-10, a semi-automatic 308 platform type gun. This fulfills that. That's what this enhanced battle rifle is all about. I'm not gonna hate on him for it. It's not exactly my favorite thing, but like I said, I was hoping for an AR-10, but this is actually even better. Than that. So kudos to them, rolling out a new gun. That's awesome. They did a server update yesterday, which caused a couple problems for them. That server update was to actually expand their server capacity, so you could actually have more of you guys playing on there. Wow, that's amazing. already having to do server updates to allow more capacity. I'm sure you guys have noticed a couple of problems here and there, skipping around and whatnot. Well, and this was to alleviate that. Unfortunately, somewhere during the update, something must have went wrong or whatever, because they got a bunch of connection issues started happening. And and they released an official statement saying, "Hey, we've identified a problem with the network issue and delays and whatnot, and we are testing for a server side fix internally. Bear with us, please." Official statement released after all these problems came to fruition when they did their update. Um, you know, got to give it to them. They realize instead of just hiding, there's not a problem on our end. It must be your connection. It's like some companies, Blizzard, have done in the past. No, this company comes right out and owns it. I love that. That is a great tactic, I think, from a company standpoint. You're just like, hey, dude, something we did, we don't know what we did, but something went wrong and we're fixing it. I love that. So kudos to them. Really cool. They also wanted to remind the community it's a really big thing. Got to report them hackers, got to report them bugs. If you want your community to change, you got to be helpful in the change. And so, if you're noticing a problem somewhere, if you're noticing error somewhere, report that shit. Go on their page. There's an easy, like, 2-3 step process to send a report in. Fill in this, fill in that, fill in that, click the button, you're done. So if you're having a game breaking problem, or if you're having a bad experience because of player base, with all this recording software nowadays, just record it. Send them a short little clip, post it to a G drive, send them the link to the G drive. Like, hey, check this shit out, man. These motherfuckers are cracking, whatever. Get rid of them. It's a toxic shit. You don't want that shit. The other thing with that, there's a hot fix for aim problems. I guess it mainly affected scopes. And some of my friends, I'm gonna bring up Cameron again. Maybe this is why you couldn't hit shit the other day. So some of the scopes were having, they weren't aiming where they were aiming, I guess, or whatever. I don't know exactly, didn't get that far into it. But the long and short of it is they were having issues with the sights and whatnot and where it was aiming, and this hotfix should have fixed that. So, yeah, we'll see about that. They also, Mr. Pub, or PUBG, whatever you want to call it, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, they released their invitational, and so they're going to be doing this tournament deal fucking August 23rd through the 26th coming up, 2017 this year. So that'll be interesting to see who gets in and how big of a tournament it is. I don't know. I think I start college that week, so I don't know. Even really worth looking into. I'm not even that great a player, so it doesn't really matter for me. That's hilarious. That's how that goes, though. It always can't. You can't always have the fucking cool shit. You can't always be on the top of the top with that kind of shit going on. That's how that shit goes. You're always gonna have shit like that in life, and I think it'd be cool to do some of these tournaments. But really, honestly, do you really want to get into a tournament where everybody else is just sitting there stomping your ass? That wouldn't be a good. That wouldn't be. Who'd want that? Nobody'd want that, right? Oh god. In news for Hearthstone, they're adding Arthas. Wow, big hero name. Big hero name. That's gonna I think he has a soft spot in anybody's heart that's played World of Warcraft. Not just like, excuse me, Heroes of the Storm or Hearthstone. He's one of the big names. He's one of those guys. He's a cool guy. Like, leave him alone. Don't pick on him. He's cool. Had some problems. Went to the dark side, but hey, I heard they have cookies, so can you really blame him? There's a game that came out, or coming out, whatever you want to call it. It hit my radar a while back, and it was called The Long Dark. Sounded really cool. Just kind of one of those games that it's not really a hardcore game, where I see you investing a lot of time into it, but it looked like a really cool game, and well, I guess for some reason or another, it was going to have a PEGI rating of 12 over in Europe, and now they have bumped it up to a PEGI 16 over in Europe. So I don't know why, but yeah, And so yeah, that's kind of a new update on that game. I mean, it's a cool game, shit like that. Can't really blame a country in its ERB. Well, we're ERB rating or whatever the hell, I guess they use PEGI system. There's a couple different labeling systems, and essentially, I agree with these labeling systems for the most part because what they're supposed to do is protect the developers, at the same time protect the community of gamers, and so you don't have a underage kid. I call it underage. You don't have a kid that shouldn't be playing mature content without at least a parental unit or an older friend buying the game for him. We had this problem back in early 2000 with San Andreas Grand Theft Auto. Um, Essentially, a grandmother bought her grandson Grand Theft Auto. She had bought him the computer that he was playing it on, and she had paid for the internet. And he had went on the internet, downloaded a patch, installed the patch to San Andreas, and so he's playing the video game. And this patch allows you to have a mini sex game in the game. And she walked in and busted him, having a little happy time to it, I guess. I'm not going to get into it full details, but the long and the short of it, fireman time was happening and she walked in. That's not a good thing. And so, this is going to get political for a second. Mrs. Hillary Clinton. Yes, Hillary Clinton, the original soccer mom that likes to attack random shit that doesn't need to be attacked, spearheaded an activist group that got San Andreas pulled from shelves, and why we have the infamous no hot coffee patch. Here's why I bring this up. The game was rated mature, which meant 18 or older only could purchase the game. Now, what does it matter if there's nude, lewd content in a video game that's meant for 18 or older? It's no fucking brainer. I mean, if you're 18 or older, you can look at porn. You legally can go look at porn. You can buy a porno from a store. I don't know anybody that buys paperback porn anymore. I don't know anybody does that. But legally, you're allowed to do it. That was the thing. Is an 18 or older game, and she had done this to get it was pulled from shelves. It's like, why? Why does this game need to be pulled from shelves? Because this kid got a hand on it and put a third-party patch on it, so you could have his little disgusting fun minigame in there. Whatever. I'm not saying I didn't or did do the patch to my game and did or didn't check it out at the time, But that's the thing. It was labeled a mature video game. So it should never have been in his possession to begin with. So why all the hatred to it? That's all I'm saying. So these electronic rating systems, they're important. Don't buy your kids video games that are not rated for them. And if you do, don't bitch when they have content that you weren't aware that was there or available, due to mods or whatever. I mean, shit, dude. Nowadays there's everything on the internet. So all you have to do is look for about 2 minutes in Google. There's all kinds of mods, patches, skins, whatever you want to call them, coming in down the pipe. That internet, it's a dangerous thing. That pipe goes everywhere. You can't control it. Well, that's the spiel on that one. I feel for her. I feel for the lady, whose grandson was doing that. But ultimately, you can't blame the developers, for not blocking that shit originally, even though they did. Mature video game, guys. And, adults play video games too. They need adult content sometimes in those video games. Not that I'm defending it, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Screw it. What are you gonna do? Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Let's see what else I got here on the hot sheets today. We had the driver. We covered the Destiny 2 art that's coming out. That was really cool. Got that one. In Overwatch, you got Doomfist making his debut, which is really awesome. I'm not a big Overwatch player, but I do like the idea of a guy named Doomfist. It was just a guy strutting around with a big iron fist knocking people out. That's pretty cool. I don't care who you are. I don't care if it's not your video game. the idea of a guy, rah, rah, it kind of makes me think of Hellboy, except this guy's not a mutant. He's just got mechanical shit on his arm. Hellboy's a mutant. Well, I wouldn't call him a mutant, a demon. He was a demon. This big red, funny, silly arm. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, yeah. So Doomfist now playable on Overwatch. For all you Overwatch fanboys out there, I don't know if I should call you fanboys or what. It's a pretty big fan base, I guess, right? That's a thing, right? Oh, that's just funny. Go to my next side of my sheet over here. Ruffle my papers. I mean, I really thought about getting into Overwatch. I looked at it I think 2 weeks ago, a week ago, and really thought about getting into it. Um, I don't want to pull the pin on it quite yet. I don't think it's going to be around quite like Counter Strike. Um, that notoriety of Counter Strike, it's always been there and it's going to be there, continuing on from now. I don't foresee Counter Strike always being like that. I mean, especially when you have all these other games coming out that are somewhat in the same kind of region. Who knows what, or what do I want to say? Who knows how it's going to transfer over to an E-League setting, uh, what game wins out over, and you've seen some pretty funny games in E-Leagues, like the things that are hot ticket items. It's like, why did that win over that? I mean, sometimes there's more transferability over to an E-League setting than others. I mean, there was a long time where I hated on Counter-Strike. I was like, wow, there's so much better games that we could be having tournaments with than this. And, Counter-Strike was go-to guy. early 2000, boom, Counter-Strike was a thing. I was like, god damn, there's so many better looking games in this. And then, some of them were tournament based, but Counter-Strike's been going for a very long time, and there's a reason why, because it's very efficient at what it is for for that first person shooter fucking tournament base, which is really awesome. I'm really happy with how it's held on to its reign for what it is. That it's amazing. Kudos to them. I'm just happy for them that's been going on like that. All right. Next thing on the list right here. We talked about the Facebook getting trolled by their own AI. The other thing in news is the iPod is finally dead, basically. There's a lot of things like that in the recent talks. One thing after another, just dying off. I mean, we got the Adobe Flash dying off. Got this iPod dying off. There was something else that was dying off here shortly. I can't remember. It just seems like everything from the past is just like, now it's like, yep, it's dead now. Don't worry about it. It's going away. So yeah, Wired released an article basically saying that the Apple quietly pulled a bunch of their iPod Nanos and Shuffles out of its virtual stores today. The iPod Touch is still available for a whopping $200 fucking dollars. I'm not sure if you want to pay those prices for just a standalone music player, but yeah, this pretty much marks the end of the iPod. So, I mean, and I think everybody saw this coming with moving towards the cell phones the way they have. Do you really want a standalone music device and a cell phone? Nobody wants to carry that kind of shit around. Fuck that. And so that's what you get. You get the death of a standalone device because it's about multitasking and multi-usability. You don't want to be sitting there, just having to sit there and carry around 3 or 4 different devices just for this. I mean, that's why we have watches that are cell phones now. We have what else do we have? We have I don't know. I mean, we got all kinds of shit. We got sunglasses that are also cameras. We have take your pick. There's all kinds of shit that you can get nowadays that are multi-purpose devices. And so it's not just singular device. Like you look at your cell phone. I mean, fuck, you got a calendar, you got a phone, you got a camera, you got a voice recorder, you got a notepad, you got a web browser, search engine type fucking shit. I mean, there's all kinds of shit on your cell phone. And I think that's why most people are like, if you want to exist in business world nowadays, you have to have a smartphone. And because it makes an individual so much more powerful that has that, because he has so much access at his fingertips to so many different utilities, whether it be scheduling events, spell checking his fucking shit right on the fly, whatever. Being able to fact check something right on the fly. That's actually one of the biggest uses for cell phones, smartphones, since they came out, is fact checking. People get into big debates and like, oh, fuck you, jump on that cell phone, gotta check it out, I found that kind of funny. That was like the most usage we were getting out of our smartphones was fact checking our friends during arguments. Can't make this shit up. It's too funny. Moving on from that, yeah. Wired actually featured a robo cracking safe cracker. I mean, so that's pretty cool. In technology, we're just gonna keep evolving, and so to make a robotical safe cracker, that's pretty cool. And obviously this isn't gonna work with every kind of safe, because some safes have dial locks. So many tries and you're done. So, this works with certain types of safe. That's really cool. I like it. I think it's cool. I support it. That's in their gear section if you want to see the full article on that and go to town on it. Just along with, just like anything, if you're ever interested in the links, I can put links to different articles if you want the full articles on shit. There's always a bunch of shit that I go through every day to get all this information. I know I spent like last night 2-3 hours with a couple of the other guys just fielding them questions where they were finding stuff, because some of these games, Player Unknown, #1 game for just all over the fucking place. Blizzard, I'll give you that on your news feed. For Blizzard, you have like a one-stop shop. You go to their fucking Blizzard's main page for the game you want to find. You go to the news feed, boom, everything's broken down, bullet pointed, cool, right on the top. Right off the rip, really awesome. Player Unknown Battlegrounds. You guys need like some kind of PR agent or some shit. I don't fucking know. Because you got shit being released on your YouTube page, you got shit being released on your Facebook page, and you got shit being released on your fucking main Player Unknown Battlegrounds page. And none of them all three are saying the same thing. You're all talking about different shit, which is cool. It makes everybody have to go to different pages. I'll go with that. But if you have a main page that's yourname.com, you would think under the news tab, you hit that bitch and it scrolls down. You'd see every patch note, every problem, any kind of updates to the problem, any kind of new releases coming out, because that's news. That's what that is. No, I had to go to their Facebook page to get an update on a story. And it's like, why are we updating social media and not updating our front-running business page? But maybe I'm being an asshole and being super critical on them for that. Like I said, I really like the game. I really like the dev team. I think they're really awesome, but I think they need a PR agent so they can unify each page. They got the YouTube channel with the Facebook page with the actual main homepage. So your homepage isn't sitting there no, it's actually sitting about I think 16 days old now. It's behind. It was I think the 11th was the last update for the news on that, and I think they've done intermittent patch dates on that as well. Patch 17, they did a couple little bits on that. Had a burp. Sorry about that. And so, that's one thing I would suggest to them if I had to do a suggest. I might go to them and write them, because that's one of their big points right now is make sure you get to the community forums and fill them in on any problems you're having right now. Make sure. I mean, because the game's only going to evolve. If you like the game, go ahead, get to the community forums and let them know the problems you're having. Because ultimately, that's how they know there's a problem going on, is the community bitching about it. Netflix. This is per Wired magazine. Netflix DDoSed itself to help protect the entire internet. And this is a 2016 story. Security engineer Scott Branners ran into a massive infrastructure test with Netflix. The full article, like I said, is going to be on Wired.com if you want to read through it. I don't want to bore you with all the details, but Netflix doing their part to help the internet DDoSing themselves. So kudos to you guys. Netflix, you gotta love them. I mean, it's their reason why we had the net neutrality shakedowns. I think why they were so big. I'm not gonna get into net neutrality. I don't really want to talk about it. Some of my friends support it. Some of my friends oppose it. I'm not gonna give away my position on it right now. I'll leave that later for a later episode. We'll get into that whole thing. No big deal. But yeah, Netflix doing their part to help the internet, making it a better place. It's definitely amazing. I'm glad they helped. That's life. You gotta have people out there sitting there and helping edge things along where it's needed. Other than that, I don't know what to talk about. That's my hot sheets. We got the League of Legends hot fixes. We got the World of Warcraft hot fixes. We got Call of Duty coming out and just tanking the shit out of it. Part of me says, I really wish that game would have actually done okay on release, because I really, that's what got me into FPSs. And wow, I'm sorry, my dudes. Yeah, Steam community, very toxic at times. Go read through if you're just sitting there and you want a good laugh, and you just need to cheer me up in the morning or something like that. You're feeling down. Cat died. Girlfriend left you. You drank too much, and so you got the suicide Sundays going on, or whatever. Go read through the comments. If you want to feel good about yourself, ultimately that's up to you. Feel good about yourself. But if you need a cheap trick to make you feel better about yourself, a little quick pick-me-up, go ahead and stroll on over to the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered and see how those guys did, because it's so toxic. I think, God, now I gotta look. I don't want to give you wrong numbers. I really don't. I was looking at it last night, but it could have grown from last night. There's like 500 plus negative reviews, I want to say, and I don't want to give you wrong numbers. Just hold on, 2 seconds. Okay, here we go. So for $39.99, you can get the. Have you heard? It is such a douchey way to advertise the game too. I can't believe they did their advertisement campaign like that. It was just so chudbunkers. Yeah. That's funny. So the reviews on the page, out of 924 reviews, and all of those reviews had been purchased, you had 556 negative reviews, 368 positive, and after reading through some of these positives, there's a couple that look like they're just copy paste, kind of like, oh yeah, this is the best remastered game ever, just like somebody wanted to write a review for it. I don't know why, but yeah, just go ahead, read through the negative comments. You'll get a chuckle. God, it you'll see. You just I don't want to ruin it for you. Go to Steam page, go to the review section, read it, laugh your ass off. It's good shit. And that's going to wrap up another session of Piping Hot Frags with the Finley for today. Stay frosty, my friends. If you want me to do a review on something, if you want me to talk about something, if you want me to dig into something for you, go ahead, shoot me a message. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitch. It's not a big deal. All you got to do, throw your name in the ring. Get hey, check this shit out. I want you to do a story on this. Go ahead and do it, man. Hey, $20, $20, right? One of those kind of type deals. So if you got something you're interested in me fucking talking about, you think, hey, this guy will do the research for me. I ain't gonna do any of the legwork. Just throw it out there. I'll go check it out. If you have any hot tips, think there's something I should be talking about, throw that out there. Open suggestions. Go ahead and suggest some shit. Anyways, I'm your host, Finley. I'm signing off for the day. You guys have a good one.